What's up guys, today's video is on the top 5 best 4K Blu-ray players in 2024. I made this list based on my personal opinion and I'll try to help you find the right one for your needs. To see the most up-to-date prices and find out more information about these 4K Blu-ray player, you can check out the links in the description below. Let's get started. Number 1. Panasonic DPUB 9000. The best 4K Blu-ray player overall. The DPUB 9000 is Panasonic's flagship 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray player, and it's the model to buy if you have a high-end TV and need something that can really push it to the max. It's beautifully made, enviably specified and unashamedly premium. The heavy metal build and luxe design mean it feels high-end too. It's not just a pretty face. The DPUB 9000 is also the first UHD deck from Panasonic to support all key HDR flavors: Vanilla HDR10, its dynamic sibling HDR10 Plus, HLG and Dolby Vision. When we tested the DPUB 9000, we were as impressed by its audio as by its image quality. It boasts high-quality DACs, 2-channel and 7.1-channel analog outputs, and high-res audio support. Toss in a host of smart features, and the UB 9000 ticks nearly every box in our book. Naturally, all of these flagship features don't come cheap. However, for those seeking the best Blu-ray playback around and don't mind about it lacking some audio disc support, look no further. In our review we wrote, its picture performance and overall build quality actually make that lofty price tag look like a steal, while cinematic imagery, full HDR compatibility and that powerful HDR optimizer make this player a must-have for videophiles. Reasons to buy: fantastic image quality, 4 types of HDR support, powerful HDR display optimizer. Reasons to avoid: no SACD or DVD audio support, not cheap. Number 2. Panasonic DPUB 820. The best 4K Blu-ray player for most people. The Panasonic DPUB 820 is an ideal mid-range 4K Blu-ray player, delivering pretty much every video feature you could want, including full HDR support, but without costing as much as the UB 9000 at the top of our list. In our tests we found that this player may be more affordable, but it doesn't skimp on quality. Panasonic's HCX image processing works with a special chroma processor that can smartly turn the 4:2:0 color of Blu-ray into 4:4:4 before it reaches your TV. This is obviously very nerdy stuff, but the end result is the best color reproduction you can find for movies, basically. You've also got a bunch of streaming services built in case you want to use this as your main movie viewing platform. What you're missing compared to the UB 9000 above is the tank-like build and the support for some advanced music playback types, but a lot of people won't mind about that at all. We certainly don't. This is good enough to pair with high-end TVs, and it comes at a reasonable price. Reasons to buy: top picture quality for the price, full HDR support. Reasons to avoid: no advanced audio disc support. Number 3. Sony UBPX700. The best cheaper 4K Blu-ray player. Despite its cheaper build quality, the UBPX700 retains many of the same features of the discontinued UBPX800 but actually includes support for Dolby Vision HDR this time. Its price has gone up over $200 since we first reviewed, but we still believe it's a great choice for anyone who wants an Ultra HD Blu-ray player that can deliver excellent video and audio. We found picture performance to be terrific. UHD discs were flawlessly reproduced in minute detail, with the wider color gamut and high dynamic range. HDR of 4K discs all perfectly rendered by the Sony. Images are sharp and detailed with natural-looking colors and no apparent artifacts. Our reviewer found the spinner even performed brilliantly with SDR content, getting the maximum out of every pixel. The UBPX700 is a digital transport, no analog outputs, which means there is no DAC inside, just a digital signal being delivered either via HDMI or the coaxial digital output. Choose HDMI and there is benefit from lossless audio and immersive Dolby Atmos and DTS::X soundtracks. While the X700 might not be the audiophile's choice, we found it was more than capable of delivering a quality experience whether with CDs, SACDs or streaming. There is a drawback at this more affordable price compared to more premium players: which is that the X700's construction can feel flimsy when compared to the UBP X800M2. It's a rather cheap and largely plastic player, but this is unlikely to be of much concern if you're not putting the player out in the open. Reasons to buy: excellent picture performance, Dolby Vision support, SACD disc playback, 4K video streaming services. Reasons to avoid: no HDR10+ support, noisy in operation, flimsy build quality. Number 4. Panasonic DPUB450. The best 4K Blu-ray player for a versatile and affordable player. The DPUB450 is the only player that features HDR10+ and Dolby Vision for less, making it a consumer-friendly player for anyone on the hunt for an affordable 4K Blu-ray player. Our reviewer didn't find the build quality to be anything to write home about. It's light, and the metal chassis feels thin, giving it a rather anonymous looks. Like the UB820, there are a pair of power and disc loading buttons if the remote gets lost. Connectivity is not as extensive as the spinners above the UB450 in this list, with just twin HDMI connections for separate video and audio signals, Ethernet LAN and a coaxial digital output. There's no array of 7.1 channel analog line outs for home cinema speaker setups, nor are there any streaming apps in the UB450's sparse menu interface. The drop in price also means that the UB820's HCX processor is no longer among the features, but our reviewer still found picture quality to be good for the money, although it lacks the sharpness and precision of the step-up Panasonic player. Its HDR10 performance isn't quite as good as the Sony UBP X700, but its implementation of Dolby Vision is much more friendlier than that player. Our reviewer felt that audio was well served, delivered in a crisp and clean manner, handling Dolby Atmos soundtracks without issue. And with audiophiles, the UB450 does well enough, delivering good levels of clarity and detail. Reasons to buy: plays HDR10, HDR10+ and Dolby Vision discs, good value, easy to use. Reasons to avoid: not as good a picture performer as Panasonic's step-up player, flimsy build quality, no streaming apps. Number 5. LG UBK90. Another cheap 4K Blu-ray player option. This $227 budget Blu-ray player from LG lacks many of the frills found on more expensive models, including universal disc support and analog audio outputs. What it does offer is solid, basic disc playback for Ultra HD and regular Blu-rays, DVDs, and audio CDs. Basically, the UBK90 does all the major things you'd expect from a 4K Blu-ray player, and is affordably priced. A bonus the UBK90 offers is built-in streaming, over Wi-Fi or Ethernet of Netflix and YouTube. So if your streaming menu is limited to those major players, you can use the UBK90 instead of a separate Roku, Fire TV, or Apple TV streaming box or stick. Some reviewers have noted that LG's budget player lacks some frills like HDR to SDR conversion, useful when viewing with a regular HD TV and built-in HDR tone mapping, but for its low price, it's hard to complain too much about that. Reasons to buy: dual HDMI outputs, one audio only, Dolby Vision support. Reasons to avoid: no HDR10+, no analog audio outputs.